Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. The breaking news that Joe Flacco is headed to the Cincinnati Bengals has got Browns fans in a frenzy. We answer the most pressing questions that you guys are wondering here on today's show because wow, way to shock the NFL world. Browns and Bengals trading. Joe Flacco is out of here. Subscribe. We've got you covered every single time breaking news happens for the Cleveland Browns. I'm not kidding. Wherever we are, we're going to hop on here and give you a video, give you analysis, give you content, give you the news. That's why you should join the party and subscribe. We all hang out together. We have this lovely community to talk Cleveland Browns football, folks. Be a part of it. Join the party. All right, firstly, AFX sent in a $2 super chat. We appreciate you, AFX. First thing he had said was scary. What if this means Watson's coming back? There's a lot of reports about this, AFX. Ian Rappaport had told us it seems unlikely that Deshaun Watson will come back this year. He's still on the physically unable to perform list. However, he's eligible to be activated now that 4 weeks are up. And he's posting videos on his Instagram story of him working out, moving, throwing, running, as if the Achilles looks pretty good. He's also out there getting married, having the time of his life, making $200 million. What if it means he's coming back? I don't think that would directly mean this, but it is a possibility, AFX, that Watson gets into this mix later in the year. But the bigger picture here is that this Joe Flacco trade really means that the rookies are going to get an opportunity. Dillon Gabriel already has and already will for the next few weeks. And Shedeur Sanders, on the depth chart right now, unofficially against the Steelers, is the number 2 on the one the Browns just put out. So he's the backup. Gabriel's the starter. It's young quarterbacks in Cleveland, folks. Let's evaluate the both of them. Next up, we got another super chat from RJ. Thank you, RJ. He says, we need a new play caller, though, and offensive line help. Offensive line definitely still probably the biggest issue on the Cleveland Browns. They have not held up well in pass blocking. Run blocking's been decent, but it's making it hard to have success on offense. We haven't scored 20 points in God knows how long. Not this season at all. And part of that is going to be the play caller, right? We have to give blame to Kevin Stefanski. We have to. The end of last game was lost due to clock management, game planning, and play calling. It was ultra conservative. My theory on why it was so conservative is he didn't want Gabriel to look bad. He wanted it to be safe. He didn't want him to turn it over, which is fine. Like, okay, we were in the game. We had the lead in the fourth quarter. We should have won the football game. But the play calling on that final drive that Cleveland had, awful. Or second to last drive, technically. 3rd and 11. Vikings had one timeout left. Do something to make them use it. Instead, it's an awful incompletion. They took up 11 seconds and 3 plays in the fourth quarter with the lead with 3 minutes left. Stefanski gets blamed for that. So I think we do need more creativity on offense. It's getting predictable. Seems like there's not a lot he can do. Speaking of Kevin Stefanski, Joseph Smith builds off. It says, are we getting a new coach? Not yet, Joseph. But I see Browns fans screaming for it. They're done with Stefanski. They can't stand it. They can't stand the slow offense, the play calling, the clock management last week. I get it. I'm frustrated just as you are, Browns fans. But the logical answer to your question is we're probably not firing Stefanski right now. They just made a trade. We still have more people to evaluate. Jim Schwartz has been great with the defense. Credit to him. But Kevin Stefanski and the offense have been awful, guys. Seriously. It's like, I just don't think he's doing enough. And maybe that's on the quarterback, right? Like, obviously, how many plays can you call when Joe Flacco is your quarterback? You're limited. Is that the case with Gabriel too? Is the play calling limited because Gabriel doesn't take deep shots? Maybe. But Stefanski still is playing boring. There's still ways you can spice this up. And he wants to have the play calling duties. I mean, why? What about Tommy Rees, our offensive coordinator? Stefanski insists on calling them himself, so it is falling on him. You do have to pick it up. And I think if the Browns have a losing season, he's out of there this year or next year. Moving on to Dolphin X. Big $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Dolphin X. He's got some takes for us. He said, I'm happy with this, in reference to the Joe Flacco trade. Now trade Watson. Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel own the room. I give this room a solid 8. Either we have our guy or get him next year with those 2 first-rounders. Browns are doing good things. Yes! Dolphin X, I like the super chat, man. Thank you so much. A couple things here. I'm totally with you. Let's evaluate both the quarterbacks. Shedeur and Gabriel own the QB room. They're the only 2 signed to our active roster at the moment at the quarterback position. We're bound to see them both play. And let's figure that out this year, right? There's no point in having Shedeur sit on the sideline the entire year. You drafted them both. You should find out before next year's NFL draft if you still need a quarterback or if we have the guy in one of the 2 that we just drafted. You drafted 2 rookies at the most important position in football, or at least the one that's in the spotlight the most. We need to evaluate both of our young quarterback talents. And I think we will. I think there's no stopping the Browns from doing that now that Flacco's out of the picture. Kenny Pickett's out of the picture. Deshaun Watson's not in the picture. Bailey Zappe's on the practice squad for now. It's just the 2 rookies. Store the unofficial backup. I expect them to be the backup. Let's see them both. Let me know who you think should be the starter for the Cleveland Browns this year, though. Type 8 if you think Dillon Gabriel should be the Browns starting quarterback. Type 12 if you think Shedeur Sanders should be the starting quarterback. I'm not saying what you think will happen because we know Gabriel is going to start. Who should be the starting quarterback? 8 for Dillon, 12 for Shedeur. You let me know in the comment section, people. And before we get into some more Cleveland Browns analysis, I'm excited to tell you guys that this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Honestly, I'm just so hyped that Cleveland Browns football is back on Sundays. We've got a lot of great rookie talent in that room, and I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I'm hoping all of my picks hit because I make a lineup every single week and I share it with you guys so we can all try to make money. Jalen Hurts, more than half a passing touchdown. I like that. We're putting in one of the Browns' rookie quarterbacks, Dillon Gabriel, more than 11.5 rushing yards. I think he'll get at least 1 scramble for 12 yards. That would help. But he just needs to go more than 11.5. And finally, Tua, more than 2.5 rushing yards. Pretty sure he's done that every week this season, if not only once he hasn't. So I love my lineup this week. I'm trying to make money. You can too if you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Next up, we have a question from me. Not actually me, but just me. Who do you like best in the 2026 QB class? Interesting. A lot of the big-name college football quarterbacks have been underwhelming this year. Arch Manning hasn't looked great. Drew Aller, he's not clutch, and he hasn't looked great. Penn State, not looking amazing. I don't love the class. I don't love it. You know what I am hearing rumors of, though, me? Who's that other kid out of Oregon? Dante Moore? They say he's from East Cleveland. Would the stars align where Cleveland takes another Oregon quarterback? That might be the one. I've never loved Sellers either. Maybe Mateer is the best one right now. You imagine if the Browns had Arch Manning and Shedeur Sanders on their roster, though? ESPN would do a whole movie on our training camp next year. If we had Arch Manning and Shedeur in the room, folks, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Cleveland. Just know that. But like I said, we need to find out now if we need a quarterback next year before going into the NFL draft. I'd much rather us draft offensive linemen next year and receivers and cornerback. Corner, not quarter. Let Gabriel or Shedeur, be the guy, please. If they both go in there and they're terrible, well, now you have no choice. But that's why we need to find out now. I think we'll play them both. I think we should play them both. I'd much rather use that draft to get offensive linemen. We didn't draft an offensive lineman in the most recent draft, by the way. I'm going to rip about that on a future video pretty soon. But let's use this draft to beef up the O-line so that whoever the quarterback is has some time to throw. And get him a receiver. We got another Joey coming in. Joey Emmanuel, what's going on? I'm Joey O. Nice to meet you. The Browns won't score 20-plus until Shedeur starts. He has more opportunistic instincts than Gabriel. I actually agree with this take, Joey Emmanuel. I mean, I'm not saying Gabriel won't put up 20, but I think Shedeur gives you a better chance to do that in a few games. Their play style is just different. Shedeur's going to be the hero. Gabriel's going to manage the game. That's what I've noticed. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're going to see. Spoiling the season for you, folks. I think there's going to be a game where if Shedeur has a great game, he's lighting it up, and the Browns could put up close to 30. If Gabriel has a really great game, you'll be in that 20-point mark. That's the difference. Now, if Shedeur's kind of boom bust, that also means him trying to be the hero could be like the Rams game in preseason, where then the Browns offense, is single digits or in the teens. However, it's just two different types of play styles. That's why I think we should see both. Let's see the Gabriel safe play that'll keep you in this range. And if that's not enough, let's go to Shedeur, who wants to be the hero, who gives you that high ceiling of being able to have an explosive offense. Cleveland is lacking explosive plays on offense right now. Might be their biggest issue. Moving on to Riley. My prediction is Shedeur plays Week 10, #Browns. I like this prediction a lot. That would be right after the bye. I could absolutely see it happening. Dillon Gabriel, you get a good sample size. If it's nothing special, if the Browns are losing, reevaluate after the bye, put in Shedeur. I really do think this is kind of the time frame you're going to see Sanders. Give me like between week 11 to 14 and let him finish out the season. But the point is, at some point, he will play now that Flacco is not in the picture. Dakota Tutsky says, who is QB3? Right now, Dakota, on the depth chart, it's nobody. It's just the rookies. On the active roster, the unofficial Browns depth chart as well, going into the Steelers game, has Dillon Gabriel as the 1, Shedeur Sanders as the 2. There is no quarterback 3 at the moment. But don't forget that Bailey Zappi is on the Browns practice squad. He can be signed to the active roster. He can be elevated for the next couple game days, which would make sense. I imagine Zappi will be emergency quarterback 3 or elevated just so that Cleveland has a third option. Shedeur should be the backup. Gabriel should be the 1. This is the Cleveland Browns unofficial depth chart. If you see that QB spot under the offense header, it's just Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur's the number 2. Gabriel's the number 1. So this is good news for Shedeur as well. He has moved up the depth chart finally. He's been at 4. He's been QB3. Now he's QB2. Just Dillon Gabriel's ahead of him. Good news for Gabriel as well. He is the starter with no turning back to a veteran. It's rookie versus rookie. Evaluate both of them. There's no 3 at the moment. I expect them to just bring up Zappi when they need to. Or maybe they sign another veteran quarterback to have. But I wouldn't touch the order of that chart, though. I would keep it Gabriel 1, Shedeur 2 for right now. Because I want both of them to have a chance to play. Joshua Miller, our good friend, says, are the Browns trying to hide Shedeur since they know they have something special in him? Interesting. Why would they hide him? They have something special in him. Hide him from other teams, you're saying? You know what's interesting, though, Josh? I think them waiting to start Shedeur, if he does have something special in him, will allow that to come out. I think it's actually going to benefit him in the long run to have to wait to play. Because if he does have something special, we know he has the attitude, the charisma, the confidence in himself that he is something special. However, because he slid to the 5th round, starts building up the chip on the shoulder. Because he was named quarterback 3, not even 2, to start the year, he's a little bit extra motivated. Then, Flacco gets benched, And Flacco's named the two. And Shedeur, he starts miming in the interview, starts mouthing words. He wants to play so badly. And I'd rather this build up as motivation, as fire, rather than nerves. Because you throw someone in the fire right away, it's nervous. You got your opportunity. You tell them, hey, you can't play. Psychologically, well, I want to play. Especially a guy like Shedeur. Now he's going to be extra motivated when he gets onto that field. I think we'll get to see the true potential when 12 finally starts. He's going to want to do well. He's going to want to prove everybody wrong. Pebble Hunter came in with $2 super chat. Good to see you, Pebble Hunter. Andre Szmyt QB3, let's go. That's hilarious. I guess they would defer to. They might defer to Borges, actually, if it does come down to needing QB3. But that's pretty funny. Hope that would be a very rare instance. We have 2 healthy rookie quarterbacks as the 1 and 2. You'd think you wouldn't need a 3 right now, but most likely the case is they call up Zappy on game days for now. Your boy Ham, do you see the Browns making any moves to shore up the receiving room and give Gabriel some weapons, or are we just going to stand pat? Great question. I think they will make a receiver move, and I think they should. Look, Cedric Tillman's on IR. DeAndre Carter's hurt. Isaiah Bond is doing great. They're getting him involved in the offense more. He is the wide receiver 2 in that room. No doubt about that. But they need to make a move. Jerry Jeudy has not been good at all this year, guys. It's bad. He's dropping passes. Not looked like himself. And Jamari Thrash, really been a non-factor. He could get 1 catch a game, maybe. So we need someone. Go get someone. I think Demario Douglas is on the block for the Patriots. There's some veteran free agents. Odell Beckham Jr. is still a free agent, by the way, who we just found out is accepting a 6-game suspension from the NFL. I would get someone else in that room. Give one of the rookie quarterbacks another receiver to throw to, because Jeudy has not been the guy he was supposed to be, the guy that he was last year. I'm with you on making a move, your boy Ham, and I think they will. We'll have you covered the second they do it on the Browns Report. Don't you worry. That's why you subscribe. We give you breaking news. What is your confidence level in the Browns quarterback room, folks? After seeing that there's only 2 on the active roster right now, it's just Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. What is your confidence level in the Browns QB room? Scale it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm above average. I'll put him at a 7.5. I think it's fine. We're fine right now. We don't need to go out and get another quarterback because we traded Joe Flacco. Flacco was a non-factor in the room. We saw his time. We benched him. We didn't need him anymore. We didn't need him in the future. I think we're good for now. They're starting Gabriel. You have Shedeur as the backup. Let's see both the rookies, and then we'll start talking about who else to bring in if need be. But I'm feeling pretty decent at where we're at and very optimistic about the Browns' future and all the young talent and rookies that they have on that roster. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to the Browns Report. Thanks for getting your questions in as well. We love to give you guys, the people, the Browns fans, a voice. So go follow me on X at Joey070 if you have more questions that you want me to answer. You want me to answer on the Browns Report, comment them at Joey070 on X. I'll be there answering everything you want to know. And we thank you so much for being subscribed and tuning in to the Browns Report.